So this is Adobe Illustrator, which we'll be using to make vector graphics. You can see that we've got some panels on the right, which we're going to learn, and a toolbar on the left, which is what we'll start out with. But first, let's learn what vector graphics are. This is a vector graphic. This is done by one of my former students when she was, I think she was a senior when she drew it. But a vector graphic is essentially infinitely zoomable. I can zoom in and I'm not going to lose any quality with it. I'm not going to see pixels as I zoom in. I'm hitting Control plus to zoom in, which is a good keyboard shortcut for you to know. I can hit Control minus then to zoom out, or Control 0 to zero my view all the way out and let my artboard, this piece of paper, fill up my screen. Now, as I was zooming in, you might have noticed that essentially with an illustration like this, you have stacked up shapes. You could almost create this out of construction paper if you spent enough time. We just have stacked up gray shapes here, and when they're stacked up in the right way, they look like, in this case, a bat's wing. So how you create those shapes, using what tool, and how you organize them is essentially how you create a drawing here in Illustrator. So here's another drawing also done in Illustrator, and you can see, beautiful that it is really also just stacked up shapes and lines. You can see that this elbow, well drawn, has a couple of shapes. Now in this case, instead of just being flat color fill, we have some gradients and things. Shapes have fill colors. They have outlines called strokes. But it is, again, beautiful as this is, essentially just stacked up shapes. You also notice that as I'm moving through the drawing to show you the different parts, you see a little hand that shows up. This happens when I hit spacebar. So three big keyboard shortcuts that you need to know as we're starting out are Control plus and Control minus. Control plus zooms in, Control minus zooms out, spacebar gives me the grabber hand. I'd also add to this by double clicking on it, Control 0. Control 0 zooms me back out, zeroes my view, so the whole piece of paper fits the screen.